Hello, everybody, and
Hey, Harlequin, what's going on? How you doing?
doing good. Can you call me, please, when you get a minute?
I will give you a call when I get a minute after this Zoom.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have you
This
sent
should
the
be live
message?
on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Awesome. Take it away.
Okay. Well, happy Monday, everybody. My name is Harlequin Murray, for those of you who have not had a chance to meet me yet, in which case that means you're new to our team, and welcome. We're excited that you're here, and we're excited to get a chance to get to know you. But I am your co-host here this evening, as I am every Monday night, and I am the one who gets to go and introduce our speaker, Miss Ellen Winn, who is a dear friend of mine. I've known her for over 18 years now, but everyone that is on this Zoom is on her team, or you are an invited guest from another team in DAC. But for those of you who are new here and don't know Ellen yet, just a little bit about her background. She grew up in Dallas, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, on her family's farm, where she lives on what was originally the main part of the farm earlier. But anyways, she worked in the restaurant industry for many years and worked in upper management and training with Domino's Pizza, and got a lot of experience with that. And then she decided, you know what? I want to be my own boss. I want to be an entrepreneur. And she opened up her own pizza restaurant and actually had two locations. It was an independent restaurant. And she ended up doing that for several years. And then somebody introduced her to network marketing, and she took off with that. And whenever I met her 18 years ago, she was with another network marketing company because DAC didn't exist at that point. And she was actually the national training director for that company. And she was one part of my upline team. And so she's got experience in business, in network marketing, and she currently owns another business that she's been running for many years now. But anyway, she knows what it takes to build this business. She's got a very large team and has had success in multiple companies. So without further ado, Ellen, do you want to go ahead and take it away?
Hey, Harlequin. Yes, thank you. Appreciate your time on that, your introduction, as always. And I appreciate your friendship. If it weren't for network marketing, Harlequin and I would not have ever met. So I love, love, love this industry. I'm going to start us off a little bit different than I normally do. By the way, if this is the first time that you've joined us, welcome. We're glad you're here. I see some faces on here that I haven't seen in a long time. Good to see you back and reconnecting. And, this is just an exciting time to be involved with David Allen Capital. But what I said, I want to share a little bit different than what I normally do. Guys, I have a couple of friends in town today, and I just got back in from having dinner with them. These two friends were my mentors when I first got started in network marketing. And I had the opportunity to connect with them. They had been very successful with a company called A.L. Williams, which many of you know that name. They were trendsetters in the insurance space. Today, that company is now known as Primerica. They took people off of um, whole policies and put them on term insurance and showed them how to make their insurance investment more worthwhile. But these two friends have been very special to me. We've had a long, long friendship. And again, I would never have met them if it weren't for this industry. So I'm thankful and blessed. But as I share that with you, we laughed at dinner talking about different things that we shared over the years together, different stories, different things that we experienced in team building together, some of the adventures that we went on where we did trips together, going across the country, traveling and doing local meetings and building team. And then the trips that we got to take on awards, because we all went to the top of the company together. And those are some bonds that I would never trade for anything. And I look forward to being able to share experiences like that with some of you guys. So this is a special industry, and DAC is a special company. We're glad you're here. We've got a lot of big things ahead of us, and we need some folks that are listening tonight. We need you guys to fill some big shoes, and that is to help us expand and grow to the next generation of DAC. If you look at our business presentation, we talk about being poised for massive growth as we take on DAC 2.0, as I like to say. But that's only going to happen when we have agents in the field who are taking this seriously and going after building teams and building customer base. We're going to talk about a little bit of that tonight. So let me get us into slide share mode. I'll go kick us off and with our team recognition. Let me see if I can find that slide. I had it up. I think I've got two different screens up at the same time. Get the right one. Well, it doesn't want to cooperate. That's not it. Well, maybe I closed it out. Give me just a second and I'll pull it back up. I think that must be what I did. I must have closed that screen when I thought I still had it open. Be right ready in just a second.
Yeah, we're seeing the pay plan chart right now, Ellen.
Okay, give me 1 second. Well, here we go. Yep, I've got it now. Sorry about that. Had too many open at one time. There we go. Now we're on the slides, Harlequin. Oh, good. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate your patience, everyone. So, DAC, the upside of business ownership without any risk. It's free to start. We provide you all your tools for free. You just need to bring a work ethic to the table. And if you want any printed materials, then you'll be responsible for that. But having an opportunity such as DAC that will pay you the kind of money that is on the table is unheard of in this space. So we've really got a tremendous opportunity in front of us. So I want to make sure that you guys are taking advantage of what we have to offer. DAC, we're an 8-year-old company based out of Michigan, proven success record, profitable every year, evolving into phase 2, poised for massive growth. But you got to be a self-starter and you got to be motivated if you want to make this a side business or a full-time business. You'll be able to build inside the protection of DAC, where DAC provides the customer support. We provide the services, the relationships with our service providers, all the tools that you need, your websites, support materials, all that's free, and even leadership in the field, like Harlequin and myself. We're here as team leaders to help you build your business. You'll be in business for yourself, but not by yourself under the protection of DAC. Now, building your business, you can earn a significant income from personal client acquisition, and you can earn even more if you want to build a team. So talking about team building, let's go through the top recruiters of last week, the 4th, that should be 3-4. 3-4 through 310. In first place, we had a four-way tie. All four had 2 new agent recruits. And to be named on the leaderboard, you had to have at least 2 new agent recruits. So those of us that only had 1 new recruit for the week were not listed on the leaderboard here. So we had Ben Randalls, Greg Wilson, Jason Diaz, and Mark Politi, each with 2 new recruits for the week. All in all, we had 29 agents this week who had at least 1 new agent. So congratulations to all of you who had a new agent. And even if you didn't have a new agent recruit, but if you're talking to people and you're sharing the opportunity, then congratulations to you too. I want to show you something as we're talking about recruiting. We have a new partner page. It's been updated. And are you seeing the partner page now, Harlequin? Yes. Okay. We have a partner page that's been updated. So David has shortened the headline here, and we've actually got 2 different videos on. On the full partner page, there's new verbiage explaining in detail for those folks that would prefer to read. The information is there on the webpage. Why become a DAC affiliate, about DAC, business and consumer services. Some great content there, some examples of earnings and so on, proven training and support. So take time to read your partner page. But what I want to point out here is that we now have a 15-minute full business opportunity overview. Okay. So if you haven't seen the new 15-minute overview, make sure you go watch it. It was just updated again today. The first presentation up had a glitch in the video where it was echoing. That has been corrected. So great overview from start to finish about our services and the compensation plan in a 15-minute presentation. If you would like to lead with a shorter video, you can click this 4-minute video link underneath here, and it will bring you to this URL, which is davidallencapital.com/quick overview. To simply add your agent ID or your username to the end of that link, and you can start by leading with the 4-minute overview. And as you see here, this page also has a link over to the full video. So they can watch the 4-minute video. The end slide of it says if you want to learn more, then watch the full presentation, where they can click on that and go in and watch the more detailed version of it. But a couple of different videos there for you to lead with recruiting, so that people can make a quick decision. You can ask them, are they open to making money outside of what they're currently doing? If they say yes, say, great, I've got something I want to show you. It'll only take you about 15 minutes to figure out if it's a good fit or not. And by the way, it may or may not be a good fit for you. So ask those 3 questions and send the link over to your partner page. Ask them how soon can they watch it. They can get started in as little less than 5 minutes. They'll get a good feel for what it's all about. And you can send them this short video. They'll either be on board with it or not, or they'll have questions and say, wow, this seems too good to be true. I can make a check with a comma in it tomorrow, and you're not going to charge me to get started. Yeah, that's right. That's what DAC is all about. So just know you got a new partner page there. I'm super excited about that. Let's go back into our top recruiters and conversation here about recruiting. Guys, now is the time to really be going after building a team and bringing in some new blood into your business. I know a lot of times people get started in building a team, building a network marketing business, and they sit back and they look at what's going on in their group and they go, wait, nobody's doing anything. Okay, so my question to you is, what are you doing? Okay, you have to be the one leading by example, and you have to be the first one that's going out and getting customers, because our compensation plan evolves around us getting personal customers. In fact, in the beginning, until you have a sizable organization who's all about going and getting customers, the bulk of your income is going to come from what you do. It's going to come from your own effort. So I want to go through that and just cover a couple of things on getting customers. One is the support systems that we have in place each week, staying updated on new releases, new updates, or markets that you want to be marketing funding to, or healthcare and RX. I've got a list of questions that were submitted through our DAC 50 and 50 group, which has now been renamed to, what's the new name of the group, Harlequin?
Actually, it's DAC two a day, 10 in play.
2 a day, 10 in play. Okay. So our new group there, I posted, what would you like to hear on our healthcare Zoom for tomorrow? I've got some questions that have been posted there. Thanks to those of you that posted questions. I'll be addressing those in our live Zoom tomorrow. And for those of you that don't know, I have the pleasure and just so excited to have the honor of being the presenter on our corporate Tuesday healthcare Zoom. We're going to be talking about healthcare and carry over to RX. So it's not just healthcare. You know, when Jake was doing the calls for us, he was there as a representative of Clearwater. He didn't have knowledge or the ability to talk about on our RX plan because that's not their product, but I do. So we can talk healthcare and RX on Tuesdays. And we're going to be doing that and talking about how they really, one works off of the other based on your conversation. But the main thing is you got to have conversations to get all of this going, right? Then Tuesday we have funding with Wade, and Friday our agent update. Okay, so that's how you stay in tune with what's going on in the business, and how you get better is by staying plugged in. But back to building your DAC business, you can earn a significant income from personal client acquisition. And what I said just a minute ago about this all starts with you getting personal clients. Out of our new compensation chart, we have the residual revenue chart that shows how you increase how much you make on your personal customers by increasing your customer base. And that's over here in the far left column where we see our monthly personal residual revenue. Whatever that volume is at the end of the month, when the month ends, DAC takes a snapshot of how you end up the month. If you have clients that are on residual services, such as our health share, such as our RX programs, our ID Protect, our payment processing, or Relevate, those are all residual services. So once you bring a client on board with any of those services, your monthly residual revenue on that particular service should stay at least the same, if not improving. The only caveat in there is a payment processing customer because their volume may fluctuate based on sales in their retail business. But all the other services, it's going to remain steady or increase as you have the opportunity to add more clients. One thing with our healthcare and our RX, those two products are making such a significant impact on people's monthly budget because it helps them have more money in their bank account. You're going to get referrals from your existing customers. I'm personally seeing that myself, but it starts again with you getting personal customers. And every month when the company takes a snapshot at the end of the month of your volume, if you are in that $399 personal client revenue or below, then you're at that 20% of whatever the residual revenue amount is, right? When you hit 400 in personal client revenue, for example, if you had 10 healthcare clients, a healthcare client is worth 40 residual revenue times 10 is 400. If you had 10 healthcare clients, that would put you in the 400 to 599 personal revenue range. And then you'd be making 25% off of your own personal clients, right? That's how you do that stair-step system. When you get to 600, between 6 and 800, you're at 30%. 800 to 1,000, you're at 35. 1,000 to 1,500, you're at 40%. And also at 1,000, you've hit the 7-level bump up, as long as you do that in your first 12 months. But again, all of this starts from personal client acquisition. So I believe I alluded to this last week. If you are recruiting new agents, you must, repeat, you must be getting personal clients, or you're recruiting for no reason whatsoever, because you're never going to make any income off of what your team does if you don't go get personal clients yourself. How does that work? Well, let's talk about the team building income. It is a direct reflection of what your personal income is. Okay. So for you to earn on a team, your enroller matching pay, your first 90 days as a new agent, you're automatically qualified to earn on what your personally enrolled agents do. Okay. But after 90 days, you have to have clients on the books and showing revenue in your back office, or you're not going to make an override on them. So if you have, look at this, if you have less than 199 in personal revenue, you make zero enroller match. That means zero enroller match on residuals, zero enroller match on bonuses. You're just not qualified to earn an enroller match unless you have at least 200 in personal residual revenue. Okay. And then again, this chart mirrors the chart on your personal client, how you can climb from 20 to 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50 to get that match. Okay. So I want to make sure that that is crystal clear for everyone on here tonight. Now, enough on the comp plan and the qualifications there. I want to get us off a screen share and I don't think I had another slide there. Pretty sure. Let me double check. Yep. So we're clear on getting personal clients. So my question to you is, what can I do as your team leader to help you get clients? What questions do you have? What challenges are you running into that may be preventing you from having a conversation in the first place, or maybe preventing you from getting a client across the line? Maybe you've talked to a lot of people, but no one is taking action. What are some of the things that you're running into that are preventing you from posting those record numbers on the board? Go ahead. This is a safe space to ask your questions. I really want this to be an opportunity to help you. Hey, Orlando, thank you for raising your hand. What do you have for us tonight? You doing okay? Can you unmute? There we go.
Let's see. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, good to
First
see
off,
you.
it's great to be back. It's been a long time. I've had a schedule conflict, unfortunately, for the longest time that's prevented me from being on these 9 o'clock meetings here. But two things. Number one, David really kind of caught me today when he was talking about doing those presentations. And unfortunately, I got locked out of my back office, so I couldn't really go back there and look. But what came to mind is I do a lot of marketing on LinkedIn and things of that nature, and I've been really going beyond toying with the idea of why don't I do like a weekly presentation? You know, there are people on LinkedIn all the time doing podcasts and things like that. And I was hoping to be able to get in my back office so I could look at that because, you know, speaking to what you're talking about, speaking to the theme of the company, it's about getting customers, you know, so you can make the residual, the residual numbers as well as just continue to build. So my question is, just picking up off of what David said, we can take a presentation and do our own presentations, whether we choose to do them daily, we choose to do them weekly. I'm thinking of more of a weekly focus so that not only do I bring awareness that I'm doing this, but eventually I attract more people who want to hear what DAC is all about, because, you know, it's fine to post something, but unless people can really see and visualize what DAC is all about, it doesn't resonate quite as much. And I think the presentations will do that. So I hope you understand my question.
Yeah, and you're correct. You do have the ability. And by the way, I was going to say, Orlando, it's nice to see you on here tonight because I know you have been on an opposite schedule and not able to join us on these 9 p.m. Zooms.
Exactly.
So good to have you here tonight. So yeah, if tomorrow when you can get access to your back office in the Agent Resource Center, if you go to team building across the header at the top, there are presentation slides posted, and the slide deck that is in there now is pretty much what you're seeing on the presentation. I downloaded it and I've made some edits to it to bring it into the sequence that I want to go through, but I've pretty much left it the same as it is. And you're right on point. So go for it. If you want to start doing those
Absolutely.
presentations on LinkedIn, I know that you are very fluent in DAC talk, DAC speak, right? So I know that you will represent well and be able to get that
Thank you.
message across in a professional manner. And I encourage you to do that. In fact, I'm gonna start doing some of those live meetings throughout the week as well. Probably an evening, maybe a daytime, not sure yet, but I know that if we've only got daytime meetings for the masses, which is what we do corporately, we're leaving out a large chunk of the agent population to be able to join us because so many people are working full-time jobs and have other things going on during the day, during the work week. So I think having something available there in the evenings. But I'll also say, if you're wanting to do live stuff on LinkedIn, that will be there perpetually because you've recorded it live and it stays on your page. You'll get some traction from that. In fact, the videos that I have done on my Facebook page have brought a lot of traction for me just on healthcare clients. So people watch videos. They'll do that much more than making a post like you referenced. So go for it. Go for it for sure.
I'm going to definitely go for it. Thanks for the extra enthusiasm. One thing I would like to also see is I absolutely love Wade's Wednesday funding training because it really helps to do two things. Number one, it helps us to better understand the process of funding. And then number two, it helps us to know what our markets are. And long story short, last week I was selected to be among 80, let's say, financial advisors on LinkedIn to be content providers. And so basically what they're looking to do is they're looking to have those with quote unquote expertise in finance and the economy just to occasionally put posts, whether they would be written or whether they would be video. So my thought is I'd like to have my handle, if you will, to be on business owners and, this funding, different topics on funding, as another way to drive opportunity in business as well. I like that to be kind of like my main feature. Talking about business funding, of course, alternative funding and showing the contrast between the bank funding, which is certainly good for certain people, and SBA funding and some of the other sources. And really, they say, you build a skill by teaching it. So by teaching it, I build a skill, I build credibility, and as a result, I build a business.
Absolutely. And you're spot on with that. I learned a long time ago when you're taking notes, you want to take notes from the perspective of being able to take those notes and turn around and teach what you've learned to someone else because you're spot
Absolutely.
on. When you become the teacher, then you have to really step up your game at your learning, right? And
Yes,
also the more that you teach and repeat, it forces you to be a better student and to really know the ins and outs because you're going to run into situations where people ask you a question that you may not have the answer to and you're going, that's a great question, let me go find it. So now you're taking a deeper dive into it. So yeah, I love to
absolutely.
hear that that's the direction you want to go. And again, your professionalism and your knowledge of DAC, I think you will go very far if you take that avenue and start speaking out and being the pro and being the expert in the funding space. By the way, on funding, I had a good conversation with Wade Cordell today, and he said, Ellen, you and your team need to step it up on funding. He said, I've got some funding organizations that are not in DAC, but some funding organizations that have signed up with Bank Breezy, other network marketing companies. He said, they're smoking y'all. So we
Oh,
need to
wow.
start bringing some funding to the table.
Well,
Yeah.
that's going to definitely happen then. So that's why this is really good. And Ellen, if I can, last but not least, I'm very excited to welcome a new team member. His name is Jay Williams. He just enrolled today, and he has a lot of experience in, the business. He actually was on last Tuesday's, opportunity presentation that David did, and we were just talking today. He said, I really love what David had to say. So David, said the right things or whatever. And Jay's here, and I wanted to introduce him and welcome him to the team. And Jay, if you want to unmute and kind of introduce yourself. I don't want to steal your thunder, Jay, but welcome to the team again.
Welcome, Jay. Can you unmute? Do you see him, Harlequin, where you can ask him to unmute?
I know I saw him on, unless he's had to jump off for a
Yeah,
reason.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. I see him. Okay. But
Jay,
I
can
see
you?
him as muted. Okay. Yeah.
I've asked
So
he may
maybe
step
he's,
away.
yeah,
One thing, going back while we're waiting on him, with getting into your back office, have you tried resetting your PIN or your password, I mean?
I did. I got some message. I received some message that said I had to send a email to support. What happened was I must have touched a button by accident and requested my password be reset because I received 2 emails. You requested your password be reset 2 times. So I must have done something, inadvertent to do that, to trigger that. And so I sent an email as the message requested to support. I just haven't heard back from them yet
Okay.
about, they're supposed to send me an email so that with the link that I can now go in and reset my password.
Okay. And I see that Jay is unmuted. So Jay, welcome to the
Oh,
team.
yeah, Jay, good.
Well, yes, thank you for the invite. And yes, as Orlando and I met a week ago, how we all get involved with network marketing and, just explained as I had talked to a couple, 2 or 3 different DAC representatives for a variety of other different reasons. And how it all started was within as you guys do, you have also DAC, the opportunity to sell prescription medication. And that was complementary to where I'm at right now with another organization that I got involved with because my background, and it's from what Orlando has told me of Ellen, it's a little bit of, I had the chance to read her bio, and she gave a quick bio. Harlequin gave an outstanding bio on her that I too, I guess I kind of joke in my older adult life, I was a captive insurance agent for many, many years and sold my agency and thought I would get out and enjoy and retirement. But I get bored with golf and I'm not a very good fisher person. So I too, like Ellen, like most of us here, enjoy network marketing. And I love to help people and businesses live their dream and find ways that they can make money. And I think like Ellen has done, and maybe a few of you others got involved when I got out of insurance, I fell into Legal Shield and did that and still do that quite often. But again, to Orlando's point, with trying to, find ways, and I'm hoping that, the opportunity to meet Wade and what he does in the business funding, this is an opportunity for all of us to do quite well because it is an area that is vastly untapped, and we're in areas that David Allen has done such an outstanding job of trying to help small business owners make money. And then again, my passion for what you all do, the ones that do Prime America, a big, believer in life insurance. And so all these wheels kind of fit together that I hope that we can all continue to grow and help each other out to make this a very successful opportunity to build and grow everybody's teams.
Excellent. Well, welcome, Jay. We're glad to have you, and thanks for the kudos and actually reading my bio. I love putting stuff together. It's nice to know that people go through and read the content there. So excited to have you joining us. Sounds like you have a tremendous background in the industry, and we look forward to helping you build and seeing what you can contribute to the team. I know Orlando's excited to have you. So thanks for sharing tonight.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. All right. Anybody else with questions or comments before we wrap up? Harlequin, you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I did put the link to the DAC 2-a-day 10 and play Facebook group. It's
Awesome.
in the chat, so if anybody wants to join that. Also a reminder for everybody who joined prior to April 1st of last year. you absolutely must log into your back office and renew your DAC agency or affiliate contract. You check 3 boxes and type in your name and you're done. But you have until April 1st to get, or well, until March 31st to get that done. So please do that yourself. Encourage your team to do that as well.
Yeah, and on that, thank you, Harlequin, for that reminder. On that renewal, there's no cost. There's no cost with anything affiliated with DAC. But what we're doing is trying to flush the database for people that want to be active and don't want to be active. So what's going to happen if you don't renew, then you're going to be put on pause or on hold for 6 months. If you have any commissions that accrue during that time, it'll just sit there waiting for you to acknowledge. Basically, you're acknowledging the new terms and conditions, updated terms and conditions. You're acknowledging that you have seen the updated compensation plan. It has not changed. It's been the same for several months. Once we started launching our RX plan, healthcare and all that, those residual products have been added to the compensation plan. But we do have new compensation plan documents. They're a little bit easier to follow. The slides that I showed tonight showing the increase, how you upgrade or increase your own residual percentage based on personal clients, and the match, all of those have been updated to make it easier to follow. And we've got great tutorial videos that David did that are right there. So you can go to one video, go to that section of the comp plan document. He draws it out on the whiteboard, but then you've got the written compensation document to refer back to. Watch it again till you fully understand it. I know as we added some new services to the table, it brought to mind some points of the compensation plan that I didn't even really realize before, because it really did not apply. But David had the foresight to understand what he was building and the services that he was bringing to the table, and had the foresight to go ahead and write that in. So you'll be excited when you start uncovering parts of the comp plan that you may not have full understanding of today. But as we've talked about many times, now is the perfect time to be building with DAC. We're in a very unique position, as Jay alluded to. We're in an underserved marketplace. The business funding, there's a huge underserved community out there. And as time evolves with banks tightening up on the money that they have to loan, our opportunity is going to increase there with our healthcare and our RX programs. People are hurting. I started out talking about my mentors that are visiting with me now. They've been in the insurance space for years, and they still are. They're selling Medicare today. And we went through our healthcare program and our RX program this afternoon, and they were sitting there making a list of people that they service as Medicare customers or family members of their Medicare customers that have asked, well, hey, can you help me with health insurance? So they're going through and making a list of who they need to reach back out to and say, hey, I didn't have a solution before, but I do now, because they're coming on board as DAC affiliates because they love what we went through today, talking about the testimonials that I've shared already on our Tuesday Zooms. But, you know, from their personal firsthand experience, talking about some of their Medicare clients, they're going, look, we've got clients that are having to choose between getting their medication because they're having to pay out of pocket on things, getting their medication, or buying groceries. And that's where people are. So I think when you understand the value of the services that we have on the funding need and the healthcare services, I don't know how you cannot talk about what we have to offer. But if you're not getting customers right now and you're not seeing success, my guess, my hunch is that you're just not talking to folks. Okay. This business. We talk about being an affiliate agency where, you know, all you have to do is refer people to your website, and then we have experts on the other side to take it from there. That's true. But let me explain the difference in getting people to your website and what a lot of people in DAC are trying to do. A lot of people are trying to just post a web link and hope that people go to that link and check it out on their own. The difference in posting a link and hoping that someone goes there versus getting someone to your website, as we teach in the training, is getting someone to your website is you actively having a conversation and finding people that are interested or that need the services that we have to offer by asking an opening question of, hey, what are you guys doing for healthcare? I'm going to talk tomorrow about how that opening conversation is going to lead to healthcare and RX, and they're interchangeable depending on how you want to go. But that requires you to have some understanding of how our services work. You don't have to be an expert. We have those experts, but the more understanding you have of how the service works, the more fluid you can be in the conversation with the client. And guess what? You don't have to have that fluidity to begin with. You can get an upline leader on the phone with you on a three-way call, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, doing the trust, respect triangle and how to properly introduce someone on a three-way. If you do that, you can bring in a three-way call together with an upline leader, and you can introduce us to a prospect, and we can actually be the one leading the call and answering the questions, and you can sit back and listen and learn as to how to handle a call with a potential client. Okay. The other thing is on funding. You're not asking, what are you guys doing for healthcare? You switch the conversation. If you want to lead with funding, you just say, hey, I just want to introduce myself. If it's someone you don't know, if it is someone that you do know, go into the conversation of, hey, I don't know if you've heard, but I now am in the funding space. I help small business owners like yourself get working capital if you can't get the funds that you need from your local bank. If you ever have a chance to grow or expand your business and need capital and the bank can't help you, I'm your go-to. We've got one of the largest lending platforms in North America. We're partnered with over 50 lenders, and we guarantee that we'll bring you back the best offer in the market. That type of introduction and that type of conversation is what's necessary to really get people's attention about what we do. And when they say yes, they want more information, then take a few minutes with them and go through a guide on the phone, pointing them to your website. Yeah, you can go ahead and send them a link and let them go through it on their own time, right? But if they haven't done it in a timely manner, follow back up and say, hey, I sent you that link. Just wanted to make sure that it came through. Did you have a chance to look at it yet? Did you have any questions? I haven't seen it come through where you've gotten the application started. So it's always fine to do that follow-up, because if you don't take the lead and you aren't proactive in that, then a lot of times people will let that slide because people are so busy. We're inundated with information coming at us today from internet, social activity, social media, emails. I get bombarded with emails. So it's easy for our stuff to just get buried in it. And that's where going back to that one-on-one conversation with someone, having an exchange of conversation is really going to be beneficial to help you have success. If you listen and look at the DAC agent field and the stories that you hear on our corporate Zooms, who are you hearing from? I'm out here leading the charge on healthcare. I know Matt and Nick Duhame are spotlighted very often. They are having probably the best success of any agents in the field on funding. Why is that? Because they're talking to people, they're engaging in conversation, and they're not just posting their information hoping that someone will bite. Now, we have people that have success in that. We've had some agents, that have had some tremendous success in funding because they've had a TikTok channel or they've created a social media following where they already have people that are watching what they do, and then they create tutorial educational videos like Orlando was referencing. You can have success in that, but you have to be consistent. But again, to get people over the line and get them started in process, your best bet is to just pick up the phone and have a conversation with someone. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's what I wanted to cover tonight. If anybody has anything before we wrap up, we'll give you a chance to raise your hand or put it in the chat. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys tomorrow on our Tuesday healthcare and RX training. We're going to have some good information there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a blessed evening. Appreciate y'all. Take care.